Hey everyone. So this is pitiful. I have junk mail that's unbelievable most of the time. But this is what I have. Two envelopes. This isn't even junk mail. This came from the bank. And this was what was inside. And I did start religiously. I think the first was on Wednesday. And of course, I didn't get any mail. And then I had Thursday, Friday, and Saturday and got really nothing. I did get an Amazon bag that I will use, and I do have it saved. But I thought I'm not ready to make my cover yet, which is probably what I will use that for. So I've kind of cheated right off the bat. I mean, what is this? The very first junk mail January, and I'm already cheating. But I grabbed some more papers because I wanted to make this at least worthwhile to even do. So I just grabbed some papers that, like, maybe I have printed wrong. I printed on one side, this side had nothing. And then I also went into my junk mail box and grabbed some other things, like, on this, I could potentially pull out part of the numbers and use them, things like that. So I did grab other things just so that I would be able to do this process. And I think I have done this before. And if so, I apologize. Um, but I think this is a good way for me to start because it's very cold here and it's too cold to dye papers outside. So I wanted to make some colored papers. We have Valentine's coming up, so I'm going to make some red, and you can do this process with anything. And I'm just going to start here while I'm talking. And I have some watercolors. I have some extra water in case I want to tone it down a little bit. I have some brushes, just big mop-like brushes. So I've got, like I said, I have a little extra water here in case I want to tone down a color. But I think I'm going to start with red. And this is just, like I said, I got pretty much no good, oops, nothing good in my junk mail. I didn't get any flyers, I didn't get anything. So I'm going to use, let's see, I have watercolor, but I also have some of this red dye. So for the red, I'm just going to go ahead and, I really wanted to use the watercolors because they're more vibrant. Oh, here we go. Here's some red. I use my RIT a lot too, but it's just not as bright, it seems like, as this stuff is. And I did bring in some stencils because not just for Valentine's, but I thought I could go ahead, since I'm doing some red, and maybe color some papers for my next Christmas things. I've got some snowflake stencils here. If you had some heart cutouts, even you could cut them out of, if you had them cut out of plastic or something, that would be cool to make for Valentine's Day. So I'm just going to pour this red in my cup here. This is a basting pan that I'm using. I always use it for when I'm dyeing like this and I can't go outside. And it probably still has some color in it, but I'm not going to water it down because I like when it has color and it just keeps, it gives it a little bit of something else. Gives it a little fleck of color sometimes. So I think this is going to be, you can tell I don't have very much. I think it's going to be pretty, yeah, it's very vibrant. So I'm going to water that down. I'm actually going to squirt this. And then I'm going to add some water to my little cup here. just paint it on. It's that easy. And I will show you at the end, because I'm probably not going to be able to show you these once they're dry, because again, they're going to go, I can't go outside. Well, I could, but they wouldn't dry because it's very cold. And all these puddles, don't worry about them, because they're going to leave such neat markings. That's what's going to give you your really cool markings on this way of doing it. So I did grab some envelopes too. I'm just throwing whatever down. And you don't even have to cover the whole thing, because as you layer up, it's going to cover for you. That's just how I do it, just like that. I think I'm going to add a little bit more. You know what? This might not be as, it may not dry as vibrant as it is right now. So a little bit about the junk mail jam, J-A-M-B. And I had a viewer to tell me what that, she looked it up in like an old 1800s, the 1800s version of JAMB was, I guess, brought about by some miners that were mining for, gosh, I know I'm going to say it wrong, ore, maybe? I don't know. I should have looked this up before I got on here, obviously. And envelopes, I just do them like this. I don't go inside of them or anything like that. Whatever leaks through, leaks through. You know, even if everything doesn't get covered, it doesn't matter. It's going to leave some really cool marks on this. Just keep stacking. And they were mining and hit a bunch of... See, I'm going to tell this story wrong, Jen. I am so sorry. This is how bad my memory is. Hit a bunch of stone, maybe? Anyway, of course, they couldn't dig any farther, so it was called a jam. J-A-M-B. So, I loved that. I loved the idea of it. You know, kind of like sometimes we get stuck with our crafting, as she said. So that's what the whole project, I think, is called. But each month, you know, like January is Junk Mail January. That will be the hashtag 2025 Junk Mail January. And if you make a project and you have a way to post it on the internet, use that hashtag and I'll be able to find it. As far as YouTube, I don't have a, as I've said before, I don't have a Facebook group because I just don't like that. It haven't ever found that it really worked out, so I didn't really want to create a group. So if you don't have a way to post, you can always email me. My email is always in the description box. And you can send me your ideas or send me pictures, and I will gladly either make them. Well, I'll probably make them too, but I'll show your pictures if you would like, and of your projects that you've made. I will fully give you credit for the idea. I don't steal other people's ideas. If I can remember where I saw it, I will always say. If I don't remember, I usually just say I know I've seen it somewhere else, because, you know, it's all about sharing and giving each other ideas. But at the same time, I'm all about giving credit where it's due. And, you know, people have great ideas. They need to be acknowledged for them. I also understand if you don't want to be acknowledged, you just want to be a fly on the wall, and that's okay too. I get it. So I think I'm going to go ahead, even though I already painted that, I'm going to put these down, just a couple of them. And if nothing else, it might give me a ghost print on the one I'm going to put on the top. I'm going to go ahead and put a couple here too. Whoop, look at that. Already messed up. I don't think it's going to matter. I think you could have just, I don't know why I did it this way. I think normally I dip it and then put my thing on, so I don't know why I thought I had to put my stencil down first. That's what I did this time for some reason. I'll watch this video back and I'll see the little white spots that I missed and it'll aggravate me. But these kind of papers where there's printing on one side are great for backing to writing spots. Or you can always print on the side that doesn't have anything. That's always good to do too. I just like using all of the paper that I can. You can do this tea dye, coffee, any, avocado, onion skin. If it's cold where you are and you can't dye outside, do this. It works great. It really does. I know it looks like a mess right now, but I learned this trick. It just occurred to me. I was talking about giving credit where it's due, and I never said a peep about where I learned it from. I saw this Edith I scrapbooking with me. She did this, and I've done it for years. I'll try to link her video below where you can take a look at that. But this is how she did her colors and things. I don't think so much, like everybody else, probably dyes outside as well. But I'm wanting to make some brown color. So my next color that I'm going to do is not because it's Christmassy, but because I think red and green are going to make me some brown, and that's really what I'm wanting. So I'm just going to pour that little dab on there. I got a little bit still left in my cup. And then I'm going to pour some green in my cup. Actually, I'm going to pour some green in a different cup so that I do get some green things. And then I'll pour the remaining in with my little dab of red I've got there. And hopefully at the end I'll have some browns. I better pour that in this cup because that one is cracked thanks to Navy. Oh, Navy, he gets the blame for a lot of stuff, doesn't he? Well, truth is, he does do a lot of stuff, so. Now, I'm just going to continue layering these. I don't care that this one is going to have two colors in it. I like it. Ooh, that's going to be pretty too. That's some black. Thought it said red and green. Probably read it wrong. I think I'll put some snowflakes on this green too. She was using, Edith I, she was using little capfuls. And I think she had liquid watercolor. And see that green that's coming off? That's going to run onto the ones on the bottom too. I'm going to end up having some really fun colors and papers. So anyway, I got some fantastic ideas from viewers for the coming months. And of course, I left my book where I kept all the notes in the other room. And, you know, I can't remember anything. So I do remember, and again, I hate to say it because I can't remember who done it. There was a Jingle or Jazzy or Bejeweled June, which I love. That made me think of beaded charms and all kinds of fancy stuff we could do. I remember, let's see what else. Maybe that's the only one I can remember. I know that there was an August and a September. Before this video is over, I'm going to grab... Now, see all that puddling? That is going to leave really cool marks in there. But I'm going to grab that book before this is over so I can tell you all of their great ideas. I loved it. It's so good. And again, you notice I'm only painting one side because there's so much of this liquid. It's going to soak through and color everything. Even if it doesn't color the other side that well, it doesn't matter because that's the side that has the print, and we aren't going to use that side anyway. I have a bunch of envelopes somewhere. Oh, here's some. Started to say, I don't remember only doing a few envelopes. I think I'm going to do some of those. Getting kind of lopsided here. Getting the mountain right in the middle. So I'm just going to keep painting some of these. And actually, I think I'm going to go ahead and add my red to my green here and see if I can't come up with some brown. I'm just going to keep painting and try to fast forward you through as much of this as I can. I am going to double check that it's red and green. Now that I'm saying it, that don't really sound right. Okay, as you can see, it is starting to do some brown in there. I'm loving that. It goes on kind of as a moss green, but when it's mixing the colors, I don't know if you can see that, but it is getting some brown. So I'm just going to keep going like I got it here. I'm loving it. And I did grab my notes, and I was kind of right on that story, Jen. I didn't mess it up too bad on the junk mail jam. And Wendy gave another good one, which I love, Junk Journal Journey. But I know me, and on top of it probably being a tongue twister for me, I'm not sure if I could get that out. Just teasing. I loved it. But also, Wendy gave me awesome ones. September, I love September. I'm so going to do that because I don't know that I have done what she suggested before, and she suggested snippet roll September. I love that. Love snippet rolls too. So that's going to be a good one for September. And she also had, oh, I love this one, Old Ribbon and Lace October, or Offcuts October. Oh, August was All Things Colorful. I love that. I love that too because August, it's, even though I'm not really sure that it's not fall yet. I think that's still part of summer. It reminds me of, you know, autumn, which is so colorful. And then I love November. She's got nature November, which I love. Love nature theme stuff. And some of this paper could definitely be that. And then Jigsaw July. Oh, Disguise Tuck Spot December. Isn't that fun? I love that one. And then it was Beth that gave me the Jangle, Jazzy, and Bejeweled June. I love that one. Now, I don't know if she meant for them all to be, in one title, but as I'm saying it, it could all be one. I think she meant like Jangle June or Jazzy June. She may not have, but as I'm saying, Jangle, Jazzy, Bejeweled. Wouldn't that be a cool name? I like that. Um, so those are just some of the things. And like I said, February, be saving your paper towel rolls or your toilet paper rolls because we're going to do some fun stuff with that. And oh, Carol has already given me some great ideas for that. And I love this. I know we didn't do too much. I hope this wasn't a big disappointment. Like, wow, that's how you're going to start it off. It isn't even really. There is some junk mail in here, and there's a lot of things that I've printed that would have been thrown away. So it is still, that's mail. So I think we're going to get some good colors. Now what I do is I will just put it in the garage. If you have a fan or a ceiling fan, you don't have to keep moving around. Just let it be and it will dry. And these will just peel apart. I know it seems like they would be stuck together, but they're not. Once they start drying, they will just peel apart. And I'm just going to put a fan on them. I may not. I mean, I may just stick them out in the garage, and later on tonight or tomorrow, I will check on them and see how they're doing. But that's it. You do this with any liquid that you want to do that you can't, or if you don't, even if you just don't have a lot of room to do it. This is a great way to do tea dyeing, coffee dyeing, whatever, and you can still use your stencils and things. Let me see. I have some that I've done before, not with these watercolors, so they're not as vibrant, but at least you'll be able to see about the markings and stuff, what I'm talking about. Hold on just a second. Let me just move this out of the way. And let me show you some of these. I'm hoping, let's see if I can mess with my light enough to show it to you really good. That's not really helping, is it? Okay, can you see the markings in there? Kind of looks like, I don't know, wood, or gives it just really pretty colors. And I know, ooh, these aren't showing up great, but you can kind of see where the water is beaded. Those, when I showed you those big puddles, it's going to do things like that. But anyway, like I said, any ideas that you have for Junk Mail January, please feel free to share them with everyone. I love it. I can't wait till I start getting some better mail. And to be honest, I was kind of caught off guard. Ooh, that has some good markings in it. I was kind of caught off guard because I was thinking, well, it's Saturday. I don't have to do that till tomorrow. But I forget I'm always at least a day ahead, sometimes more. And this is one that has green and blue. So it's one of the ones that, as I layered, I just kept putting them together. Well, this is kind of some of the marbling that you will get when you don't separate your colors. Just let them keep bleeding into the next ones. This one has a little bit of everything in it. It has a little bit of blue and yellow and all kinds of good things. But that is what it will look like. They will look like when they're done. And they'll just, like I said, they'll just peel right apart. And these, I haven't ironed these. That just from being, smashed together, and they dry flat. So they tend to be on the flat side. There might be some wrinkles, but nothing bad. I just think they're beautiful. And it's such an easy way to do it. Like I said, I'm going to try to remember my best to link Edith's channel below so that you can check out her video, because it's, you know, get to see a different way. And she may show some end results. I can't remember. But look at these. They're already starting to make such beautiful colors. Look at that. So I've got some red, and that's brown, just as brown as it can be. That looks wonderful. I love it. I hope you guys like this, and we'll give it a try. And don't think that my first day of Junk Mail Jam was a, a letdown. But I do love this. It's great for when the weather's cold or you don't have a lot of space. Let me know what you think. Thanks for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye.